One of the things that you learn to do when you study body language is to spot when people are being funny or fake or, pretending. But in the case of Meghan Markle, there has been this long PhD that I have on this topic, and it's amazing that no matter how much time passes by, no matter how many YouTube channels I created to talk about her, she keeps amazing me every now and then. Maybe not as frequently as usual, but this is just a gem. Thanks, IHT Anders 12 for this. How to use a jar lifter versus how Meghan does it. You absolutely needed to see this. First, I didn't know what jar lifters were. Seems like this is like a contraption that you use when a jar is, is in this in boiling water. All right, and you need to grab the jar, and both the jar and the lid are going to be super hot, and you use this kind of clamps to grab and lift the jar safely so you don't burn yourself. You don't have to use a towel, but use something that is much more safer and especially mechanically sound. And then the Duchess, in her almightiness, I don't know how to say that. You could see. Okay, I'm gonna give you another shot of the jar lifter. You see that there is the handles, right, and there's are the jaws of or the clamps themselves. You see what is Meghan? What is this? What is Meghan? I mean, I see the rolls here around the jar and the clamps here on top. I 100%. I had to ask, of course. I had to ask if this was a thing. Notice that the rolls, like this little sausages, are on top, which are the ones that you're gonna grab, right? And the clamps are the ones who go on the bottom. And yes, this is a cleaner picture. What the F? I mean, we could say, we can infer a lot of stuff from here. Well, first, that Meghan has absolutely zero idea of how to use a jar lifter. That is obvious. Okay, she is posing for a camera, all right, and she's got that really focused look. Oh, I'm focused at the task. I'm doing. Is the photo ready? Are you taking the picture? Are you taking the video? All right, and she is, the whole posing here. Apparently this is the kitchen is on, right? A very low gas or fire, but I see no boiling in here, so maybe it was hot or not. At the same time, this should be a huge jar, because you see the top of the jar here, and you see how big is I don't know how to call this, the cauldron. Where this is, this is resting, but obviously she is not lifting that jar, because this mechanically is not possible. That tells us another thing, that she is surrounded by minions that don't have absolutely any say in what is going on. You can imagine, how many people do you think was not only the one who was taking the picture, the photographer? It is obvious that the photographer had zero idea of what a jar lifter was, or how it worked, or if it was the right way to grab it. So in the first place, you're hiring or renting a photographer that is not specialized in kitchen stuff. Because if they were, they would have immediately say, hey, you are grabbing the jar lifter the wrong way. So she went for a cheap one. I don't know, maybe somebody, I was about to say something improper. somebody who is not a specialist on this, okay? She should have assistants. She should have people who check after the photograph is taken. She should have social media specialists, editors, whatever. You know, at least 4 or 5 people. Let's say 2 or 3 people. Let's cut Meghan some slack. 2 or 3 people were involved in this stuff. Either they are total imbeciles, idiots, morons, and didn't catch this, you know, and they should be specialized in what she's trying to do, right? Or they don't dare tell her anything about this. In either stance, in either, I don't know, in either scenario, both of them are equally bad. Because you know that Meghan, not only she doesn't know what she's doing, she's surrounding herself with morons. Not that I care, but that is a fact. Or people that are simply too afraid to say, hey, you know what, we have to repeat the jar lifting thing because you grabbed the jar lifter the wrong way. Or maybe they are afraid of telling Meghan that she was grabbing the jar lifter the wrong way. Have you thought about that? With all the bullying allegations, can you imagine that nobody wants to tell Meghan that she was doing something stupid? Well, that is a possibility as well. Evil Midget, I just noticed she's standing on a stool. Those aren't canning lids. Like someone mentioned, no steam coming off that water bath. That's not a canning pot. It's a pasta pot that might just barely fit 4 half pints. Those tiny gem jars would have been floating in a full boil. She holding the jar lifter upside down. And if she's only made 4 jars, she went through the trouble of water bathing when she could have just dry sealed them. Though she obviously didn't do any of it, just a stage. All of that is just a stage. This is the right way, the correct way of doing this. But no, that is too much for Meghan. What else do we have here? Royal News Network. Meghan Markle has launched an as ever Sauvignon Blanc, which she claims is a 2024 vintage. Mysteriously, the cork right next to it says 2023. So much for that freakish attention to detail. I mean, I guess I have so many. I've been juggling so many topics lately. That here you can see that there's a upside down, 2023. You can easily see the 3 upside down in the cork. I mean, this is just amazing. I'm really amazed by this. But no, this is the thing. It's like you don't know if Meghan is surrounded by morons, or if she is such a destructive boss that nobody wanted to call her out on this. And I think it's worse, because if you don't tell your boss, hey, you made this mistake, then your boss is going to wake up a Saturday and realize that everybody, including the royal rogue, are talking about her, well, just doing a very stupid thing. It's like this is the kind of stuff that Leslie Nielsen used to do, but in a parody kind of way. No, she is this stupid. I mean, there's so much for the attention to detail. Again, I have to make it clear. I have to, full disclaimer. This is the first time. The first time I found out there was something called a jar lifter, that this existed. But at the same time, I have never ever made jam or anything such as this in my life. I don't think I pretend doing anything remotely close to this. So maybe I have the benefit that I haven't been into this. I'm not interested. So yeah, there's no way I can know that this exists. Even so, I'm pretty sure that you could go to YouTube and search. Not go to YouTube. You are currently in YouTube right now. I forgot. And search how to use a jar lifter, and you're gonna find 20 videos, shorts, explaining how to use a jar lifter. Let me see if I can do that right now myself. How to use a jar lifter. Let me see. Oh, yeah, lift that jar right. 1 minute. Yeah, life hack. Kind of how to properly use a jar lifter. There it is. It's this first video. 1 minute, 1 minute and 15 seconds is the video. So, yeah. Looking for more? No, we are not looking for more. Let's switch to this again. There's so much we could. There's so much content. I always thought that Meghan's gonna be an unlimited source, a source of unlimited content for memes. If she just had a little more attention to detail, the attention to detail that she claims to have, maybe this wouldn't happen. But more power to us. We have more memes. Remember that. Well, I have a bunch of channels also, but maybe you want to stay in the rogue. Here we just have some fun. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.